well, new to us, because we decided that very last minute, last Sunday night, we were on the Tesla website and we saw a 2018 Performance Model 3
Red.
pop up, 16,000 miles. I think that's a pretty decent deal. The price was like 20% less than a new one. So because of Tesla's amazing warranty, we decided, hey, let's try it. So we are on our way to Tampa to go look at the car. We have a 3:30 appointment. They asked us to see if we could get there early. We're hoping we can if we don't hit traffic and rain, because it's August and it looks like it's about to pour.
And by look at the car, we mean pick up the car, because we pretty much already bought the car.
Yeah.
That was a process.
Yes, it was. We just want to make sure, though, that everything is good and in good working order. I guess from all the YouTube videos we've seen over the last year or two with researching this, like, my expectations are, like, lowered a little bit, just in case we have to walk away from it. Hopefully we don't have to walk away from it, right?
Hopefully. The buying process was actually pretty easy, though. It was pretty similar to what we went through with buying the new car.
Yeah, it's very much like the buying the new one, except for, like, when you call, like, they don't talk to you about the car. Like, I tried to call Tampa because the car is in Tampa, and Tampa's a pretty big center, and they said basically you have to go through a certain used car person, and they're, like, out of North Carolina. They were all very nice, but to actually get somebody local to talk to them about it, that was a little weird.
Yeah, and every time we did talk to somebody in the Tampa store, they wanted to push us more towards a new car.
Yeah, they're like, you don't want used, you just want new. And I was like...
Which we did want a new car, but when the deal popped up on the Model 3 Performance, like, we just couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, basically we're getting the Performance with only 16,000 miles, and it looks like it's in mint condition, for the same price as a new long range. So, I mean, we're still spending the same amount of money we were planning on spending, but we're getting an upgraded car, and an upgraded color, upgraded interior. Hopefully it's the right decision. Hopefully it's the right decision, because...
One thing that I noticed is they must do some deep diving cookies on the Tesla website, because I had a chat window open with one of the chat consultants whenever we were looking at the car last Sunday, and I didn't respond because we were in the middle of having a conversation between the two of us and trying to figure out some financing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy was asking for my phone number and zip code so he could pass my information on to the sales rep to have him call me, which we had already done online. I didn't want to give it to him again.
Yeah.
So, but interesting enough, we did that from my cell phone, or your cell phone.
Yeah.
And I was having this chat conversation on my personal computer, which I don't know, I might have given them this information at one time or another on my personal computer for something. But because most of the order process we do on her MacBook or on our phones. But I was having this conversation on my personal computer, my laptop.
Which is a PC, an HP, so it's not even iPhone or Mac.
And I left the window open, and I was away from it for 3 or 4 minutes, and when I came back, he said, "Is your phone number still 941?"
Yada yada yada.
Was my phone number and the right zip code. So I'm not sure exactly what they dug into on my computer to get that, but when you open one of those chat windows, keep in mind,
beware.
They're getting some stuff off your computer, right? And I'm not exactly sure if they got it off of my computer or if it's some information I might have given them at one point in time, or...
The Tesla gods are going to find out who you are, and they're going to get you in and reel you in.
That's something to keep in mind about the cookies on your computer. Figure out what you got there, because
it's kind of crazy.
They might be giving away some information to people you don't really want to give it to.
It kind of goes back to when you were on Facebook and you talked to a friend, and you might say, I was talking to a friend of mine about Zumba, and then all of a sudden, get your Zumba certification. I'm like, I didn't even type that. So, anyways, we will film the rest of it when we get there. It's kind of an update. So we got an hour and 15-minute ride up to Tampa. We live a little south of Sarasota, so hopefully we don't hit traffic and weather, and we will let you know what goes on next. I've never seen more Teslas in my... There he is. exits.
What do you think? Hi.
Can't tell my excitement.
Pretty much what we expected.
Yeah, looks good.
So welcome back, I guess. Kind of had a little bit of a cut there in this video because we had to go get the car. And now we're driving the car. We've had it for what, a day or two? I don't know. Should we go down?
Home link. We're trying to get you some
Home
home link.
Pretty simple. We just hit this button here.
I think it's closed.
Oh, we don't want to. No, it's skip the auto close. X. Let's do that. To log in on my phone and do it.
No, I just have Rebecca do it.
Mom, are you remember yesterday that you never will get a Tesla again?
Yeah,
You said that you never will get a Tesla again.
yeah, you
And
know.
now today they said I'm never getting no. This is all problem.
Yeah, so the first 24 hours, I'm really tired actually, to be honest with you, because I'm super, I don't say stressed, but like, this is definitely a learning curve. This car is a huge learning curve. So I drove it off the lot in Tampa and drove for about 25 miles because we ended up getting dinner because the pickup process was way longer than we expected. It should never have been that long. Couple little things here and there, like the the delivery lady stripped the bolts on the license plate, and then we had to sit around, wait for that, and then as soon as I pulled out of the garage, everything went blank.
One thing they never tell you in Tesla school.
FYI, if you're gonna get a Tesla, listen here.
As soon as they press that delivery button, apparently, it restarts your entire car. So
we didn't know that. So literally just pulling out and
no video. The delivery person. No, I didn't see that in any of the videos we've watched.
No.
I didn't see that. The delivery expert didn't really explain anything about the car.
She really wasn't an expert. She was very nice, but
I'm sure we knew more than her.
I think we definitely knew more about the car from YouTube than she knew about the car.
But as soon as you started driving forward, we're driving out of the little parking garage, start driving forward, go around the car in front of you, and it just shuts off. So that was a freak out mode.
Yeah, and I was in freak out mode, and I was a complete B because
yes, you were.
I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, the car is broken. You know, we've kind of gone off the limb and bought a 2-year used one. It only has like 17,000 miles on it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a lemon. Like, I just got rid of a car that was a lemon. Like, I was stressed. But luckily there was a guy that was listening to our freak out. And I guess he has had 2 or 3 Teslas. And he was talking to us about it. And he's like, listen, that does happen every once in a while. You have full control of your car still. Like, you don't have to worry about it. And then he actually taught us. He said that if we need to... Oh my God! I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to that. Oh my gosh.
But in that amount of time, we hit 73 miles an hour.
In 1 second. Not even like 1 second.
So
73 miles an hour. like that. 73.
So the gentleman, back to my story, was telling us if that ever happens, don't worry. You have full control of your car. You take the 2 little squirrelers on the steering wheel. You push it in for 5 seconds, and it reboots the whole thing. It's a computer. Very happy to hear that from a third-party source.
I ended up talking to my friend who has a Tesla also. He's had it for about a year, and he said it's happened twice just driving down the road. Like, the computer will just restart.
Yeah, but it does not mean anything about your Tesla. Like, it's not going to stop. It's not going to crash. Just definitely not the best feeling in the world. So that is something I'm going to have to get used to. Hopefully it doesn't happen very often. So
all in all, though, like you said, we'll probably never have a car that's...
Yeah, I drove this yesterday most of the day. I had to take my daughter to dance, and her dance is like 40 minutes away. And I spent a couple hours with it just by myself, getting to know it. And it's a lot of car. It is a lot of car. It is definitely worth every penny that this car is being asked for. The self-driving on the interstate is amazing. I'm a little bit of a control freak, so really had to really just kind of give up control. And so far I'm extremely impressed. Extremely impressed.
Yeah.
With this car.
The speed and the quickness and how quiet it is and how well it handles driving on the interstate. And we did get the full self-driving version. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I used it on the interstate for about 70 miles yesterday, and it just goes, you know, it tells you whenever it needs to go around a car. It handles construction zones, at least the ones around us, pretty well, where the road just makes a unnecessary jog to the left or to the right, and it took it. So I don't know if it's because there's a lot of Teslas in this area. Maybe it's already been pretty well mapped out by them. But it handled that area surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Autopilot going down 41, like Highway 41, it's a, you know, people know it.
It's a main road in West Florida, Southwest Florida. We got a lot of stoplights, but it's a lot of cars. I don't even have to touch the steering wheel. I can go 10 miles down that road in traffic, and because there's so many cars in front of me, it knows when the lights are red or green, and I don't have to do anything. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, it is. And I have a lot of anxiety on the interstate just because it's Florida, and if you've ever been to Florida, if you live in Florida, you know our drivers come from everywhere around the world. You know, we have people from so many different countries and backgrounds, and the stress was taken off my shoulders just driving down the interstate yesterday, and I never thought that would happen. Never thought that would happen. It was pretty cool. Yeah. So we're gonna take a break here, I think, and when we come back on, we'll have some reactions from some of our family that we're gonna take in the car the first time. Do some 0 to 60. 0 to 60. Or something.
No, I won't.
All right. Holy shit, slow down! That's worse than the Mustang! The freaking thing pins you in the side. Was that hyper? That was just all the way down to the floor. Wow. That thing pins you to the seat.
It does, you just go.
God, you can break your neck in this thing.
I'm dying.
How many G's does this thing for? I don't know. Too many, probably.
I am never gonna get tired of that.
But it's all-wheel drive. Yeah. So like and there's no inefficiency in it. It's 100%. As soon as you put the amps to it, it's using it. Yeah. That's what's so good about electric. Whenever we were on the interstate driving it home, it went from 70 to 100 just by snapping your fingers. Like you press the pedal down and you're at 100 miles an hour. You're gonna get in trouble in this thing. Well, that's I think why it has to do so good of driving on its own. That way I don't have to, you know, keep doing that.
If it drives on its own, can it launch itself? See,
it's stopping. I just put the autopilot back on, and so it's stopping.
But what happens if it doesn't know the car's there and they just want to?
They show these in drag races, and they kill everything.
Yeah, because all you had to do is hit the gas pedal. You don't have to do.